So Joe was driving the Solstice. I'm driving the MX-5.
1 lap to green. Line up on the right side. Pit road is closed.
I think a couple of people got frustrated with the crashes and called it a night. Man, I just can't talk, can I? Enunciate. Gotta open my mouth. Alright, so it looks like I'm starting in third, because there is some grid reversal. Alright. So we got Daniel Gralty, Bob Kern, me, Mike Young, John Middleton, David Sirwa. I was just thinking about it, this display is actually slightly larger than real life. That mirror's not that big, and the dash isn't quite as big as that. I mean, it's too far away from me, but even if it were at the proper distance, that's too big. So really, I should probably back it up just a little bit. My view, I mean, but I'm not going to mess with that right now. I'm not entirely sure how to. I know how to move it up and down, but not forward and back. I think you do that by changing. Well, I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it.
By the way, that was a hell of a dodge you made, Dan, on that crash and turn one.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. Oh, hey, Joe. Yeah, no worries. Don't feel bad. It wasn't all you that caused those other guys to crash. They didn't react quite fast enough. I think that they reacted when they saw that you weren't going to save it, but really the time to react was ahead of them. It's 25 minutes, so however many laps we can pull off, but we're running a little under 1:40 per lap, so do the math, figure a minute
Get ready,
38
going green
per lap. On a really good lap, for me anyway. But the other guys will be doing that normally.
The pace car is in.
We got the pace car
Green,
in,
green, green.
green flag. To stretch my legs here. As I'm going to go inside of
right.
Bob Kern here.
Still there. Stay on the left. Clear.
Alright. Made a pass, so did John Middleton behind me. Oh, that was so awesome. I got an awesome run there, but unfortunately Daniel Gralty in the Solstice is going to pull away because the Solstice is faster on a straight. But man, that was beautiful through Moss. Holy cow. Alright, John Middleton is 0.7 behind me. He didn't do as well through Moss, and that's pretty awesome for me. Getting a nice draft here, which means I'm going just a little bit faster here than I normally would, so I have to brake a little bit more than I normally would. And here's where the Solstice comes apart. Oh, come on, can I do it? I'm almost to the inside, but not quite caught up with Daniel Gralty.
1 minute 38.378. Okay, you're in second. The next car's the leader.
It amazes me it needs to spell that out to me. That Solstice really slow in the corners, I can tell you that right now. Finding myself really checking up to avoid hitting Daniel. It's again pretty awesome from Moss, although it looks like John Middleton did a little bit better. He is slightly behind me, so it's all a question of who gets the run. Unfortunately, he's got the draft off Daniel Gralty, which I can't get because Daniel's over on the right.
Still there.
Come on. Oh, no, no! There goes John on the inside.
Clear on the right.
And he is clear. Alexander is looking, but he's not going to find this lap. Nice pass there by John. That was just
1 minute
totally solid.
38.352.
I got a better run through turn 1 there. Woo! Pulling right up to the back of John Middleton, but it's not going to do me any good here as we head into turn 2. Except that he has to check up big time to avoid hitting Daniel Gralty in turn 3. Just like I had the previous lap. And they're going side by side down into Moss.
Left side.
Whoa! That
Clear.
bubble is my chance.
Left side.
Okay, now
You're on the right. 3 wide. Car on your
Alexander
left.
Martini
2
gets
wide.
by
You're
like
on the
we're not
right.
even
3
moving.
wide.
Holy cow.
Hold your line. Left side. 2
And
wide.
David Sirwa getting by
Stay on the right.
because we're all 3 wide here. I've got the inside
there.
though.
Stay on the right. Clear. Car right. Clear on the right.
Gave David Sirwa
Car
a
on
little
your
tap
left.
there.
Clear on the left. Car on your left.
Shoot, screwed that up.
Still there.
I've got the inside though.
Keep to the right. 1 minute 39.539. Clear on the left.
Darn it. Screwed that one. Big time. Okay, well that's a pack once again being held up by Daniel Gralty. So I'm going to have an opportunity to catch up as they all avoid hitting each other. Come on, car. Come on, me. Gotta keep up with the leaders. I can't let them get away. But this big pack they're in, look at that. Here's where I'm going to catch up so nicely. Although 2 of them get past Daniel Gralty. Not good for me. And I think I rode a little bit too fast through Moss, but I've caught up enough that I can draft. And so let's draft off John Middleton here. Behind me, Bob Kern, 7 seconds, so it's all about the top 5 here.
1 minute 39.82.
That was wide, but good. I mean, it's exactly how I want to track out. Big speed, big speed. Oh, understeering. No, shoot. I caught that right before I hit the wall, but that's the end of that. Shoot. Alright, well, let's see if I can catch up with these guys here.
Left side, clear.
Well, honestly, those guys are going to pull away from me, so this way it keeps the race interesting because I've got people to pass now. Starting with a lap down, Kenny Coughlin, who unfortunately is probably just going to...
Slow car ahead, go left.
Certainly going to let me go by if he does that. That, incidentally, what happened to me right there was what happened to Joe on the pace lap. You just put that wheel off, and if you're on the gas there, then your car will happily turn off to the right, or to the left, rather. Kenny calling it a night. Alright, so I've got 6.5 seconds to close in on Bob Kern. Honestly, I'm happier with that spin and the opportunity it gives me to catch up with these guys and pass them than I was with last race, where I mean,
1 minute
yeah, I got top 5, but spent half the race doing nothing. And I'm closing that gap nicely, turning in here. There we go. I had to lift just a touch. Okay, now I'm within 5 seconds of Bob, 5.5. 6, so let's see what happens here. This is going to be a good fight. Oops, didn't quite get it turned in the way I wanted it to. Yeah, what happened was that I put my right wheel off just a little bit, and I was on the gas, and that was all it took to spin. Yeah. Lost the pack. But, as I was saying, that pack is all faster than I am, so my only hope of even keeping up with them was that they'd slow each other down by racing nice and close. So this gives me an opportunity to chase some folks down and pass them. It doesn't suck that much, honestly. It's
1 minute
probably a more fun race this way. Because otherwise, it would have turned into last race, where Mike and Bob would have been way behind me, and I would have been way behind the leaders, and I just would have been doing laps. Whereas here, I've got a purpose. Chasing down Bob, trying to catch up for a pass. That is much more interesting to me than an uncontested 5th place. That was perfect right there. Okay. Without the 1X, would have been perfect, but speed-wise, I think it was still perfect. Okay, you can see Bob up there, making some ground here.
Car
Damn.
stopped on the right.
Uh-oh. That's most likely Bob. Yeah, I think he just...
1 minute
He didn't lose much time.
38.717.
So I'm really not sure what that was about. Oh, Bob cuts it off wide, though. It's going to cost him big time. I will catch up here. Unless I put it off in turn 2. Closing here. Oh, it was Mike Young who was stopped, and he escaped out. So he's out of the race. There's Bob. My target is ahead of me. 2.7 seconds. And closing. Getting the anti-lock brakes activated just a little bit there. No, it's Monday and Thursday. Monday is the GTC, and Thursday is our STC.
No, we didn't. That was my fault entirely.
Minute 38.888.
So I turned in way too early, but hey, an 888. That was... No, Bob, hold on to it!
You've got a slow car on the
Oh,
right.
but
Go
that's
left.
not how I want to pass you. That's boring. Darn it. See? Just as I said, I am back behind the pack. I mean, I'm way behind them, but back in 5th, and unfortunately, got 11 minutes left. So I've just shy of half the race to sit and spin. Hey there, Joe. Unfortunately, missed all the really good action here. I'm going to be taking home 5th. Unless someone ahead of me screws up, I might pick up 4th. But all the really good action happened in the first 15 minutes, unless I screw up, in which case I'm going to be taking home nothing.
Minute 40.116. You're in 5th.
I don't know if Bob took lots of damage there or what, but he's way behind now. Oh, he's in the pits. So he probably took lots of damage. And so we got Daniel Gralty 16 seconds ahead of me. I don't think there's much chance of catching up with him, but you saw he can make mistakes. And the real question is how hard he's pushing to try to keep up with John Middleton, who is 6 seconds ahead of him. So if he's pushing hard enough, then I have a chance. There's a lot of curb. I always say it. I said it before at this track. It's a good thing I'm not really in the car because I just would have broken my back.
38.812.
Lift just a little bit there. Yeah, see, that time I lifted when I put the wheel off and I didn't spin. Now that's what did it to me in the LMP car. If you remember a couple seasons back in GTC, I think I put one of the rear wheels off. Actually, not one of them. The right one, or the left one rather, because the driver's on the left or right on that car. Yeah, the driver's on the right, so I kept misjudging the width of the car and putting the left rear wheel off, and I spun it in like 4 or 5 races, and I mean hit a wall, because the car's going fast. When it spins, it's over most of the time. Still, I missed that car. They fixed it a lot. First of all, Colin showed me that there's a program there you can use to move your driver's head off to the left a little bit. So that helped me because I didn't misjudge the left side anymore. And then iRacing fixed the car so it wasn't on rails, and it was a lot of fun then.
1 minute, 39.102.
It was just to break into these turns at ridiculously high speeds and then accelerate out full throttle because the car didn't have enough power. It had so much downforce but not enough power to break the rear free, so you could just go nuts with it. But they fixed it, so now you have to drive it more like a regular car. You can slide around, you feel the slip angle and stuff. Much better car now. I'd kind of like to get back into it. We'll see what happens in the next season of GTC. I doubt we'll do the Daytona prototype again. It's going to be interesting because hopefully iRacing will manage to get another car out. Well, I guess they did the Cadillac for last season, so this season there's nothing new. And then next season, I would expect that they're going to bring something out. Probably not the RUF. It's hopefully going to be the McLaren. Apparently, if you don't know the history or the story behind that, they had some data from it, but it was, I don't know, some format they couldn't use or something, so they had to get a whole new set of data. So that set that car back. I think in terms of the modeling of the car, the graphical modeling, it's all done. And
1 minute, 39.039.
I'd really like to have that available. It should have less power than the Ford GT, and so it should be a really good matchup for the LMP car. We might keep it to 2 classes the way we've done for the GTC this season. It's working out really well with the grid sizes. Keeps lots of competition in every class, which is really nice. I don't know if we're going to add a 3rd car. The problem is just finding 3 cars that work well together. Like how we had the Cadillac and the Ford GT last season, that were basically competing with each other until the Cadillac's tires got a little worn in, and then it slowed down. But even then, the really fast guys were keeping up with the not as fast Ford GT drivers. Yeah, good question. We have 3 minutes 40. No. It's a 25-minute race. So we've got 3:45 left. So that's going to be 2 more laps. Maybe 3 though, because the leaders are 30 seconds ahead of me, and I don't know where that puts them, or where that's going to put them in terms of the white flag. But we'll see. I'm hopeful that the race is going to end soon. See, I told you that setback wasn't that bad. If Bob hadn't wrecked it, I would have had some exciting times trying to pass him. Same with Mike Young.
1 minute 38.289.
Wow, jeez, I should just rattle off like I am now because I just did my fastest lap of the race. Not as fast as my fastest last race, but still, I was totally not paying attention to driving last lap. Worked out real well for me. It's all muscle memory now, huh? Yeah, so I mean, this is where I told you if I hadn't wrecked it, this is exactly where I would have been. Not quite as far back compared to the leaders, but they would all have been ahead of me. Instead of being 30 seconds, they'd probably only be, 15 seconds, but still completely out of reach. At least by spinning myself, I had that opportunity to try to catch up with Bob and pass him, but again, didn't quite work out the way I'd hoped it would. But that's just how racing goes. I mean, here I am complaining, but I'm still going to take home 5th, I suppose. Pretty poor thing to complain about. Alright, we have 1 minute 36, so
1 minute
next lap is
38.878.
slide with white. You know what, honestly, at this point, there's no one else on the track. I could park it and be done and take home 5th. So that's what I'm going to do. I know it's only a couple more minutes, but I'm kind of as bored with this as you are. I don't need to do an extra lap. Alright, well, Monday night, I don't even know where we are, Grand Touring. It's going to be race 5. Oh, that's right, Sebring, yes. Alright, that's going to be fun. Sebring is going to be good. I don't know if it's night or day. I think it's daytime, but I might be wrong. Alright, well, I'm going to park it just because it's crazy to bother continuing. Yep, the qualifying starts... How does that sound? It's so weird. It sounds like I'm scraping or something. Anyway, qualifying starts at 9:40, and whoa, that's fun. And the race will begin at 10 o'clock. I guess I do have some damage to my right rear. Alright, good day, everyone. I'm gonna go to sleep. Get up.